Dear students, I am Dr.T.Sujatha, the Assistant Professor working in Yates University, Pallavaram. I am going to take a small unit from Business Correspondence, the types of reports. In this report, you are going to see a different types of reports: informal report, formal report, analytical report, and informational report. So these are the four categories of report we are going to see in this a small video. So what are the reports? A report is a small explanation or the content about a event or any one program or any one particular analysis. It can be of anything, but it is a kind of summary of the held up event. In this, the first one, it is informal report. Normally, in the business, it is possible of having informal report. So, in the informal, a boss, he may be asking his servant to find out some events informally. So, informal event does not have any specified format for giving like this only the introduction, content, like that. It won't have a specified format. So, in the informal report, it can be shorter, although the quantity of pages or the words is not defined. So, informal reports as documents of under 10 pages, it may be of 10 pages or some 15 pages. It can be even less than to that also. An informal report usually has specific topics grouped in paragraphs, and these topics tend to have simple headings. So, informal report, as you can understand now, it is totally not formal. So, what is informal? That is informal report. Informally giving information is all coming under informal report. So, next comes a formal report. A formal report tends to be longer because it is having a specified format, the pages, or it can be according to the report. It is formal and it is having its own topic, report, introduction, content, reference, all those things it is having. Okay. So the normal content of the report, the formal report having a title page, abstract. So a title page is a subject of the report. What is the title? Normally the title is whatever may be, suppose if it is the project, then it is the particular project name, what is about, and the subject of the report, and who is preparing the report, and what for this report is prepared, and the date of submission. All these things will be mentioned in the title page. Then the abstract is normally it contains 100 to 200 words. So abstract means this is the gist of the particular content. Next, so the table of content. So table of content, that it is normally mentioned in the separate page. It helps the reader to find specific information and indicates how the information has been organized and what topics to be covered. Suppose if it is in the project, then the introduction, the purpose of the study, scope of the study, and review of literature, research methods, like that. It is having to what are the various headings. It depends upon the title of the project. So these headings will differ project to project, heading to heading. But there must be a table of content and it should have along with the page numbers. The next introduction topic. So the introduction has three main components. It is the background, which describes events leading up to the existing situation, what projects have been done previously, and why the project or study is necessary now. Normally, what is the statement of problem? What are the research or research gap? So all those things will be mentioned in this introduction topic. So what purpose this particular project is carried on, or this particular report? It is being prepared. What is the scope? Scope means the boundary line of the particular project. All those things will be dealt in this particular heading. Next, the body of the content. So the body of the content, no, it varies according to the report. Basically, it answers the questions as who, why, where, when, how. So these four questions. The answers was you can find out in the body of the content. Who is preparing, why it is being prepared, where it is prepared, when it is prepared, how it is prepared. All those answers we can find out under the head body of the content. So, in an investigative report, suppose if it is an investigative report, then it would consist of all the information required to convince the reader that the conclusions and the recommendations are valid, whether the conclusions are the body and the conclusion whether it coincide or the correct. So, these things you can find out under the body of the content. This information must be presented in a systematic way. There must be a chronological, there must be a proper order of this body of the content. Next comes the conclusions. The conclusion should be as brief as possible. It should not be lengthened from 10 pages, it should not have. So the conclusion must be in a proper, that is within 1 page maximum, not more than that. So they should be presented in descending order of importance and should not suggest actions. So conclusion should be free from stipulations, have no new thoughts of references infused, and contain no further decisions of boundaries. So this we are concluding the report. That's all. So that is conclusion. Then after the conclusion, there must be the recommendation part. So recommendations should follow naturally from the conclusion. So after the conclusion, the researcher or the content writer or the reporter, he gives his own recommendations and what can be, how it can be in future. So such a thing can be mentioned under the recommendations topic. Then the references, the list of references in an accurate listing, and probably it will be in the alphabetical order, and the sources, what are the various sources we get for. And the appendix, it is the main, what are the various schedules or the questionnaires, or what are the various tables or anything we are used for this particular preparation of report that can be attached after the references, and normally it will not have any page numbers. Next comes the analytical report. So the analytical report, the other category of report is an analytical report. In this report, type information is a research and collected, then the report provides an analysis that leads to one or more recommendations. So it is basically on the analysis. Based on the analysis, this particular report is prepared. So consider a report that helps the company determine that open new to. So it purely of the market research, legal research, all those things can be. The next, uh, so we now came across in this particular video the informal report, formal report, analytical report, and the report, why it is prepared, what are the various contents in this report, all those things we uh, came across in this video. Hope you all understood. So thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you.